AP has just come out with yet another Royal Oak, and the truth is, it looks cool. It's not necessarily, excuse me. I'm having a stroke. I know. I'm here with my leg broken, but it's affecting multiple systems in my body. I'm Joe Biden. What I was trying to say is that new Royal Oak with the skeletonized dial, it's not necessarily something I would daily wear, but it does look sporty. It does look very intricate and very impressive. But the truth is, every time a new Royal Oak is announced, I get kind of sleepy. But thankfully, AP listened to me. Not really, but they are doing something that I recommended a few years ago, and it looks like they could be moving in the right direction. Let's talk about this. It is 1:51 p.m. Let's get down to business. Okay, so a few years ago, I was in the midst of kind of complaining about the same thing that I'm complaining about now. AP has just become the Royal Oak company. It's like they're not taking any risks. They're not doing anything other than operating within this very narrow parameter that is Royal Oakdom. But then they announced the AP Remaster One, a modernized reissue of a very vintage chronograph. Gorgeous, gorgeous watch. Why do I say modernized? Well, newer caliber, they bumped up the dimensions a little bit, but overall, same very vintage aesthetic, even down to the, font on the dial, handset, the fancy lugs. It was very vintage, but again, modern built. Now, I believe that watch was limited to 500 pieces, and right now, if you were to buy one, you're gonna spend I think around 50K. But when I was ranting about that reissue, or I should say remaster, I was very excited at the prospect of AP exploring more of their own vintage catalog and remastering more of those old designs. I was just hoping that they would continue on with that trend because I thought anything would be more interesting than just another Royal Oak, and it's taken a few years, but here we have the AP Remaster 2. 41mm, 9.7mm thick, 18 karat sand gold asymmetrical cased, brushed with polished accents, glare-proofed sapphire. That's on the front and the rear. They gave this one a display case back. We'll talk about that in a moment. 30-meter water resistance rating. This has the automatic caliber 7129. It's based on the 7121. It's in-house. And ultra-thin 28,800 VPH sweep with a 52-hour power reserve. This one is limited to 250 pieces, so 50% of what the Remaster One was, and this one, new, is 42 grand a pop. So why am I even excited about this very asymmetrical, very limited, and very expensive watch? Well, because it's actually a legitimate risk that AP is taking. This is not a conventional design, and it's definitely not something that they typically release, because what they typically release, is just a Royal Oak. So to put it simply, this is a risk from a company that has been kind of playing it safe for a long time now. Now, I personally am a vintage collector. I think this kind of wonky asymmetrical design is very cool, but I can see it being off-putting to many of you out there. I really like the movement that they put in it, and I like that they kind of have bumped up the dimensions, given it a display case back. It's actually substantially larger than the original, and I think that that's going to be more appealing to the modern collectors out there, and I think this is a good thing, because even though I would prefer the smaller, more vintage dimensions, I think if they get a lot of sales with this, if they sell all 250, then maybe they'll be like, hey, this is good, we're in the right direction, we're making money, let's do another remaster. And hopefully, if they keep doing these remasters, we can see AP fill out a catalog that is something other than just the Royal Oak. So I personally think this is a really good decision. You let me know what you think, leave me that comment, and I will catch you on the next one. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, chilling here with my broken leg. Don't worry, we will get back in the office with all the nice cameras and everything. Just bear with me for a little while longer. About 2 months longer. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. Always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it.